now. And he works through a lot of things, and he works really hard, and that's something that a lot of people don't do now these days, and that's something I want to show you guys. I just love this guy, and I miss him a lot, like a lot, because of the fact that I moved to Nashville, and this guy has been my best friend for, I couldn't tell you, like 12 years. I've seen him every day of my life, every week, basically. And for these last 3 weeks, I haven't seen him at all, and it's only been 3 weeks, but started our businesses. It's him and me have the same amount of careers. We are working through our dreams, try to achieve them, and it's something we bond with a lot. And also just tell you guys about our experiences in the beginning, what we've gone through together, how troublings we've had, all those things. And also, guys, I will be doing this a lot more often, so send I was so dead tired. I got my cardio in. So I'm actually losing 10 pounds. So I'm at 178 right now. I've been working my butt off, but I have a couple more pounds to go for the music video that I'm actually working with my friend right now, that we're going to have out soon enough. 2 more minutes, guys. 2 more minutes. You'll be here soon enough. He's an amazing guy. I'm telling you guys right now, you want to stay on. Promise me. But that's all I do. And I look at myself half the time because I gotta know and practice on my modeling. That's what I do a lot. Okay, almost 6, guys. I'm about to request him right now, actually. Let's see here. Alright, so a couple more seconds. See if I can. Let's see here. Did I just do cardio? No, I did cardio this morning. Alright, guys, I'm going to be joining him right now. Hopefully he joins. I just sent you a request. Hopefully you join. Do not embarrass me. I'm just playing. Just join.
What's up, boy?
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good, dude. I couldn't find a quieter place than my car. Ship at times too. But I would say the main drive is the motivation to get out of something that I didn't enjoy doing, something that brought me no joy, no happiness, nothing but frustration. So, I mean, I got home one night, one of the worst nights I had at Sonic. What I only soon after realized was I thought I was going to sit down at a desk, learn how to run all these programs, and be good at it, and suddenly jobs would just start coming my way. And that ended up not being it at all.
Yeah, that probably changed
So
up real quickly.
it did. Me as an introvert, somebody who really likes to spend his time.
Yes, but you have troubles with that. But what was the most troubles for you? What was the most what made you change that? What was the time where you decided, hey, I'm tired of being this person. This is slowing me down. I don't want to do this anymore. How do I need to fix this? not really even fix it, more just improving yourself as a human being.
Right. Well, to be completely honest, I can start here. And um, if any of y'all are in this place, yeah, no judgment passed. I've been through it. I get it. I understand the process behind it. Um, but there was a lot of time where I would spend time like in addiction um, with weed, and that was something personally how it affected me at least is it put me in a state where I wanted to kind of close myself off from people. It felt good because I could just chill out and it would like lower everything, kind of
Yeah,
make everything chill out. But of course, the downside was after those few years, as I realized this is making me a very unsocial person personally, and I eventually decided to drop that. And when I did, it was a little bit of a long road, but I slowly saw myself become more of a social person. And the big motivation behind what that was that time in my life, what it made me realize was, man, if I'm actually going to be chasing this, I need to put the things that don't need to be priorities in my life, I need to put them aside because if you're going to make room for a business that you're trying to start at your own at 19 years old, there's a lot of things you want to do when you're 19, and there's a lot of sacrifices you're going to have to make. So to answer your question, Spencer, really there wasn't one in particular. I think there was a sum of several sacrifices that I had to make physically, mentally, to really don't fully know. But what I do think of when I hear that question is I don't know if everyone, I know that, at least I've seen this statistic that uh, less than 20% of people in America actually enjoy what they do. And that's really unfortunate. Like I just hate that that's how the way things are. But me as somebody who is passionate about what I do, that is the main gone and we're out doing our own things. But we're not going anywhere. We're still homies. So it's like we have an expectation to set that we're gone now, we're separated from each other, but we have all the time in the world to chase our what we're passionate about. And I really think passion is the number one source of success.
I agree. I think it's the number one source. So I would say to that even. So since we both have passions for what we love, but you and me have gone through a lot of struggles of becoming to where we are now. Like to be able to say we're able to do this and say we're professionals. You can say you're professional now. I can say I'm a professional now. We can agree to that. So from the all the
Breath and just realize, okay, if I'm releasing my stress, my client's going to be stressed, and that's not good. So set aside your stress, realize there is a way to make this work the right way, and just be like, hey, man, give me a second. We're going to try something real quick. Let me explain it to you. That was one of the biggest things I learned from you is realizing even when you're stressed during something and you think that it's not working out, top
for. Do you think how rare
well,
do you think that is?
right. I mean, I don't know how to use the word destiny in the right context, but when it comes to God's plan for a group of any individuals, I am super grateful the way he set that up, because it does seem like he set it up in a very convenient way where that introvert who spent all
They try to help me and are always there for me. And then I took that second and was like, you know what? These are called true friends. I don't need 20,000 people as my friends. I just need a few friends that are like always there for me and are my true friends and appreciate me and tell me when I'm being a dumbass. And you guys did that. And that's when I realized that you guys will always be my true friends. And that's what I need to look for in my life.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. That talk about whatever and have a good time. And I was always like, man, I mean, I should never doubt that this dude actually enjoys my company, because he has had plenty of opportunities to hang out with other people. I don't know why, but he wants to hang out with me. So I'm going to keep going on that because I'm all about it.
So we have said multiple times in this interview so far that we've been friends.
I went through a really traumatic experience
Girl.
with this girl. Of
Oh, are you
course,
talking
like
about the
everyone
campfire
else.
day?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
definitely talk about
So
that.
I lost this really, in the time, what I thought was a great opportunity, and I ended up getting really down. hacked, and we burnt that thing in the fire, and we buried our bad past at that time, me and him both. And that was a night that I will always remember as the first night that me and Spence, me and you, dude, really officially made not just the bro connection, but the actual
Not, I would say a sentence, and you really would mess up about 3 or 4 times. This was the first time, and I never really gave anyone advice, or I never really helped anyone out, because the fact was I was going to mess up when I talked to him, and no one really personally asked me. That was the first day and the first time I was able to help a friend just give advice, and I did not mess. That was the day I remember you threw a piece of paper in, and I threw a piece of paper saying I wasn't going to let my dyslexia hold me back anymore. I remember
yeah,
saying that in my head, and I remember throwing a piece of paper saying that. I said that one day. I was like, you know what? If I can do it today, I can do it for the rest of the days. I
yeah.
remember
And you
that.
did you that's true, man. You didn't miss a beat that night. And it was crazy because like you said, back then it was your
Like that was the first day I felt like that really told us that we were never going to lose our friendship because of what we've all gone through that.
yeah. And what's interesting about that is the timing of it all. It's like it's not like we intentionally set up a meeting and we're like, okay, let's talk about this really deep stuff right now. What it was is something in the back of both of our consciences knew Spencer is moving to Nashville, and this un the people that are closest with you, especially before they're gonna depart away, states away, is so vital to keep something special like that going. And just being honest, and vulnerability is something we both had a lot of trouble with, not just a beeping noise every 2 seconds to make sure that I could still hear that you're running laps. So he'd be running and doing beep, beep, beep. And my dad would go out in the back porch. He's like, "Are you still beeping?" I'm like, "I'm beeping." Because he didn't want to have to visualize it. He just wanted to be able to sit back in his lazy boy and like listen to make sure he knew. Yeah, so that was called satelliting. It was called satelliting around the house. That's what we did almost every other day.
What do you think? You know a lot of my punishments that I went through. What do you think was what was you think was one of my worst punishments? One of my most ridiculous punishments, like me digging a hole for 5 feet in the ground, or me stacking
Riding behind the acreage of their house where there is like this kind of situation going on, one of those like detention ponds where it's like,
basically it's about like a 15-foot clip, 15 foot. Just call it
yeah,
15 foot.
it's like grass and then concrete goes down and at the bottom is a bunch of rocks and stuff. But we start riding on that path and like we like to fool each other a lot by like being like jerking the wheel and being like, "Huh, gotcha." But I was like, this dude's taking it too far when he decides that he's going to start going down that. the hill because he was just like shivering and couldn't stand up. He was laying on the ground for quite a while.
Oh my God, that reminds
Dumbest,
me. Connor,
dumbest thing ever.
Connor, what he did that day.
Oh no. You can tell that one.
Okay, guys. So, by the way, just to say before I say I'm a good person, I got a thank you from his dad that day, and that was one of the coolest. We were all in shock. We just went down a 15-foot drop, and we landed on a what was it, a 4-foot water moccasin?
At least 4 foot, yeah. It was a big, thick, juicy water moccasin.
And my brother has.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I was trying to be quiet. Okay, so my brother has gone. He goes to the restroom a lot. He takes a shit in the restroom a lot. Not in the restroom. I meant like just anywhere in the woods. He's done it multiple occasions. But he was so in shock. Malachi and Connor were apparently walking. He was 2 minutes from our house. 2 minutes. All he had to do was walk 2 minutes. And told Malachi, I gotta go take a shit. And Malachi's like, dude, we're 2 minutes away. Just wait. 2 minutes.
He's already dropping his drawers, bro. He's already putting it down.
20 seconds later, Malachi turns back around. And Connor says, I can't do it no more, man. I gotta go now. And he was so in shock. I'm telling you guys, he was 2 minutes away from the house. I mean, he could just walk for 2 more minutes. Oh my God, I remember that. That was horrible. All right, man. Back to our next question, man. Let's see here. What do I have right down for you? Okay, so what do you think from our businesses? We've really worked with each other a lot, where I've learned from you, you've learned from me. What is something from our businesses that you always saw from me and you're just like, I got to do that? What is something you always saw in me and was like, he did something different. How do I do something different? What is that you saw that was different from my business compared to others that you think? Something I always stuck with no matter what.
Yeah. Man, you had a lot of systems for sure, and I think what that really goes down into is figuring out organization, organizing your day, and that was the one thing that I mean, Spencer would get up at sometimes 4:30 in the morning or 5 in the morning to start his day. But
4
even if you're
a.m.
not doing yeah, even
Sometimes
if you're not
every
doing
day.
every day sometimes, dude, I couldn't believe that. But even if you weren't doing stuff like that, still keeping a organized plan for your day. Hey, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to have this for breakfast, I'm going to be at this place training this person at 6 a.m. And then I'm going to go home, I'm going to study, and then once I'm done studying, I'm going to work on like actual clients and trying to build my website. I'm going to call this person up. And I was like, that is organization is key. Without that, like you wake up and you're like, it's self-discipline and teaching yourself that the realization that, hey, if you don't give yourself that self-discipline, you literally can wake up every morning and set your own rules, which is like, okay, I can set my own rules. I'm not even going to do anything today. I can do it tomorrow. And that's where procrastination starts to come in. And you start saying, I can do it the next day and the next day. So I think one of the biggest things I've learned is actually writing things down, because I saw you, Spencer, you would write things down or put it in, or just put it in your phone or set alarms. And I was like, okay, this stuff works. So alarms, writing stuff down as reminders, putting it wherever you can first see it in the morning. That's really important stuff to getting your day started right and making sure you can push through it like efficiently and effectively without getting distracted. That was a big one for sure.
Ah, man, thanks, man. So earlier also I put down here is that working out. We've always been workout buddies. Always been
Almost
workout.
always.
Always been workout buddies, no matter what. This guy taught me how to do a pull-up. And then about 8 months ago, I come up to him and I start training you. What did you like about my training? What was something that you enjoyed? What was the difference from that you think from other people that you would say?
Well, when you first started, of course, it starts with the fact that you were actually passionate about it, but you actually stayed consistently excited yourself and for the other person. So we would go in, and if I was in a bad mood, I would try to stay in a bad mood.
Yes, he would.
He
would come up to me and be a bitch.
Yep. But if you were in a bad mood, you would be like, "Hey, man, we can't work out like this. Like, let's get pumped. Let's get on the treadmill for a little bit. Like, get in a good mindset." And he would always help me get in that mindset. So we would always work out together normally. But when he started to take over and be like, "We should be doing it this way. Like, let's try this way." When we started trying that, I was like, okay, this hurts more. It definitely hurts more, and it pushes me more. But at the end of the day, I feel more accomplished. I mean, you overall day by day got better at how you performed your workout plans.
Yeah, absolutely.
But ever since day one, it was, we need to make sure that we at least strain ourselves out 100%. Like, most people want to stop, like you said, when you think you're at 100% when you're alone, you're only at like 40%.
Yep.
And that's such an unfortunate truth because it's so hard to not give up when you think you're at 100%, but you're not. So the difference about you is when you're at 100%. You don't fake it, and you'll let other people know, and you'll hold it to them that when they say, I'm done, you say, no, you're not done yet. You're only 50% there, bud. And I'm like, but then I finish, even if I have to throw up, but I go home and I feel great about what I did that day. Always.
So since we're gone from each other, I definitely have missed you for sure. Just for the fact that we've been together for 10 years of our lives, and we've seen each other every day or every other day or literally every week, no matter what. We were calling. We never called or text.
Yeah, we just showed up.
You would never answer me. I would just show up. But what is one of the things I miss most about you is really just about the fact of our chill times. We would always just sit on the porch. We didn't even need to talk about our day. We would just sit on the porch and we would just think business ideas. We would talk about our hard times, and we would talk about our goals and our futures. Always. That's something I miss the most, just us sitting down and just having a conversation. What is one of the things you miss most about us right now?
I would say, I think you nailed it. It's that natural brainstorming that came to be it. Even if it's brainstorming about actual work or brainstorming on the right approach on how to maybe get a date with that girl, any of that. But just being able to always have somebody to just hang out with and shoot an idea their way and be like, hey, need your opinion on this. Let's talk about it. I mean, I still got some family for that, but it's not like having that one bro that you can always just sit down with and hang out and be like, this is what I'm thinking. Let's brainstorm, or what are your thoughts on that? I miss the heck out of that. Like I said, when you left, I was like, man, I'm going to have to find a replacement, like a part-time replacement or something. 6'5", lean, thick, or whatever. I don't know. Someone that's close to Spencer. But that that's a big one, man. Just being able to be in that community and that tiny little community and brainstorm with each other and have ideas. I mean, we've come up with some pretty cool ideas just
Yes.
sitting down and talking.
We have come up with many ideas. I think one of the things that you and me always done the most is that we never just stop with one idea. We're always trying to move forward, or at least I do. I would always bother the shit out of you.
Yeah.
This guy, I had to convince about everything. If I said an idea, Malachi knew the next day I was going to say it again. And then soon enough, I would put it in a way that Malachi would be like, okay, I'll do that. And actually, one of those projects is actually the music video. How
Yeah.
did that end up? So, by the way, guys, just because people have been here, probably 1,000 people have been on here looking at it, probably 50 people on here just looking at it now. What do you think of the music video that we're doing right now? Little sneak peeks, little snoops. What do you think?
I am stoked about it. I mean, there's no visual sneak peeks, but as for just word of mouth, it's not going to be your average, 1-day shoot. This is something that me, Spencer, and a group of like 4 other people, and organizers and makeup people are all getting involved in and teaming up together. And we're having meetings every Sunday on this stuff. We are trying to take the most professional cinematic route we can with this and make sure that it's planned out as best as possible. When Spencer comes back down here, we're gonna shoot for probably 3 days.
Yep.
Maybe we'll have 4 days.
Yep.
So we're gonna shoot for 3 days. But I'm super psyched on this one because, man, organization on this, without all these meetings that we're doing, it would have been a complete mess because there is a lot to cover. It's not your average one and done music video. This is going to be a big one for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely crazy. This music video, and how did we just come up with it one day? We were just watching Shawn Mendes, right? We were watching Shawn Mendes, and I said, wouldn't it be cool if we did a music video?
Yeah, you said it kind of nonchalantly, and because I was really impressed by the Shawn Mendes video, and I was like, the music video, I was like, man, that's so cool, that's so cinematic, I love it. And he's watching too, and he's like, man, if we could make something like that. And he's like, we should make something like that. And I'm like, oh no, here we go again. But I was actually, that one, I think you were surprised because
I was.
That one immediately, I was actually kind of like, actually, yeah, that sounds pretty dope. And we were both kind of taken back by it, and then we rejoined back together and we're like, are we serious about this? Do we actually want to make a music video? And I'm like, yes, but it has to be big, like it has to be done right and professional. And Spencer's like, let me make some phone calls, and he's already calling people up or videographers, trying to hit up makeup artists and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, apparently this is the real deal. There's no going back now because Spencer is already set on it and 5 miles ahead.
Yep, I always am. I always get 5 miles ahead, but you always put me back in place.
Yeah, I hope not in the bad way.
Okay, so in my personal opinion, there's a lot of things I would have never. How does it feel to be a 19-year-old producing a music video? This is a big thing. This is not something that just happens. How does it feel as a 19-year-old as the main leader for a music video, but knowing that you're going to do it right and it's going to be better than most because of the fact how much work we're putting into it?
Yeah, it was stressful at first, but like I said, with the planning, it made it a lot easier. I've been part of an actual music video filming and production of it. And the fact that that came to be between a bunch of 19, 20, 22, like just a bunch of young people that we could put that together is really fortunate and just really cool. So yeah, man, I'm psyched for it. and I'm just excited to see what we can make out of it because, I mean, there's a first time for everything, and we are going into the deep end on this one.
Like I always say, man, one of the things this guy knows about me is I'll say the same sayings 24/7. You'll never
Yep.
know it till you try. I'll say it 1,000 times more. I'll never know it till you try. That's what I do. This guy has heard all of them. Risk it for the biscuit. It's worth it in the long run. You'll never know if you try. Faster you get it over with, the faster you're gonna do it.
The faster you get it over, the faster you know it. I hate that one.
Yeah, everyone does
Yep.
because they know what it means.
Everyone hates that one. That's a workout one right there. Yeah, man. Um, what about you? What are your thoughts on the music video right now? What's going through your head on that? I mean,
The
are
music video?
you? Yeah.
Were you about to say something else?
No, go for it. Like, just what are your thoughts on it? I mean, it to me it seems like it's going better than according to plan. Like,
Absolutely. My opinion to it is that the reason why I think this is going to be such a successful, I've seen lots of music videos happen, but you know when you see a music video, but you see average music videos. You know what an average music video is.
mm-hmm.
It surprises me that in my head right now, I feel confident enough to say this is not going to be an average music video. This is not going to be your typical music video that you're going to look at and just think, no. I really feel that this music video is on the levels of the stars. I really feel that it has a deeper meaning in the ideas we're having put it. Like just the fact that we're going off of depression and showing what depression is because we've all been through it. And we want to show the world that you can fight depression. Just us literally just thinking about the fact that we want to show the world that you can fight depression, trying to help people and just telling them they can do this. It's just a deeper meaning. We even thought of a deeper meaning to this music video. It's just not girls, booty, guys, shirtless, girls, shirtless, and then cars. It's something
Yeah,
more than that.
yeah. Finding that meaning that was really cool.
And that's some to me, this music video is going to be just an experience, like you said. I just can't believe we're 19-year-olds doing one. That's what I keep saying to myself. Because the reason why I keep saying that, guys, is because literally, me and Malachi have worked so hard to get where we are now. It's taken us days, years, thoughts, patience, hard times. Just we've gone through every emotion to get where we are. We've worked our butts off, and we're still trying to get to the point. But to sit down and say, hey, you and me are creating a music video, and we believe it's going to be good and help people. That's just something that's inspirational to me. That's just saying we're living our dreams. Take a second and say we
Absolutely.
are living our dreams as a 19-year-old saying, we've worked our butts off, but we're living our dream. And that's why we're doing it.
Yeah, and that's something that's so hard when you're somebody who's chasing your own, like pursuing your own future or business or passion. You need to have that motivation and drive to be constantly striving for more. But the hard thing about that is, at least what I've struggled with, is when you have that mindset, it's good to keep you going forward. But what it's bad is it starts to kind of attack you in a way and say, you're not doing enough, you're not good enough. I mean, look at all these people 10 years ahead of you and you'll never catch up. And that's the unmotivating part is when I sit down at the desk and I look at all these people that I look up to, and it's kind of toxic because I'm like, man, I mean, these guys are all these YouTube stars or whatever, and they have all this fancy equipment and they're making music videos, I mean, every other hour for people. And then it's hard to get out of the mindset of just stop looking at them. You may have a goal to be like them, but they are ahead of you for a reason. They started much earlier than you. You need to focus on where you're at and one step at a time. It's so hard not to just try to look 5 years forward and say, that's where I want to be. I'm going, rather than actually doing the necessary steps, which is just one small step after the other.
So in my career, I was with a guy yesterday named Gene. He's one of my speech motivators. And he asked me a question 6 months ago saying, why do you want to speak to people? Why do you want to do modeling? What is the reason for it? And it took me 8 months to tell him this, but I was so excited to tell him. I said, I want to show people you can achieve your dreams and be happy and not regret anything. You can make your dreams a reality. That's what I told him. And that's what I want to motivate and show people. And that took me a long time, 8 months, to realize that. To me, if I asked you that same question, how do you want to inspire people in your career? Could you answer it now, or would you need months to see it? Or do you have an idea or just a little concept? Like, this is my meaning. When he said deaf, I didn't even know what that meant. Deaf? What do you mean deaf? Like your whole being of it. My whole being represents that I want to show people that you can make your dreams a reality. Do you have any idea of that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I've officially nailed it down yet, but whenever I'm in the creative process and trying to make something unique, what always gets me going to the point where it's like, okay, this is motivating. I want to get this done and I want to show this to whoever I can, really is in the video and photo area is I want to show people that you can take any everyday situation and make it unique, interesting, creative, or beautiful, sad, emotional. It's all about expressing emotion, and I want to be able to express a certain emotion to people through what I do. Right now, I mean, I'm still working on that, but that is what really drives me towards trying to get people's attention is keeping them focused by expressing an emotion towards them. So, I mean, when I first started, it was just putting video clips together or editing a photo. But then I was like, I started editing my stuff in a certain way. Like if I took a photo or took a video on a cloudy day, I'd be like, okay, I want to try to express the emotion of maybe loneliness in this one in a way where people can actually appreciate it rather than just actually make them sad. But them seeing the beauty in it and the beauty in that sequence is something that I will always in my career be striving to create and convey for my viewers, because that really that's what hits home for me.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I've never heard you come up with that. Being able to, that just makes me feel that you're deaf. Usually when Gene told me, people always tell me what they say, but I don't see that they're deaf. When you said you want to show emotion in your own way in your photos, that's your deaf. You want to show that. And I think that's really impressive. That's not easy to figure out. It just tells you how much you've gone through and how much you had to work on just to get to that moment to say, I want to show emotions to the world.
Yeah, it does, and it takes first a lot, to take that leap, but then also it's the technical side too, just having to learn how that is. There's such a psychology behind it, which I'm learning now, and how people like make movies. All the best of movies are literally the psychology behind it and how people put things together to make the viewers feel a certain way.
Yes.
We don't notice that stuff, but when we're watching it, we don't realize it, but it's actually, sending things into our eyes to actually feel a certain emotion. And I'm like, that's what I want. I want to figure that out, and I want to figure it out now. But like I said, it takes time, and it's just going to take so many years to figure out how to perfect that. But it's just got to keep going one step at a time to figure out how I'm going to do it.
Dude, that's amazing. We're on our last minute, and we're going to use this last minute. Is there anything that's coming out that you want people to check out? Is there anything you want to advertise or say right now to anybody, for the viewers? There has been, right now, as I see, there has been 2,000 people have been on here looking at us for at least 30 seconds or more. What would you say to all the viewers?
Yeah, totally, guys. Yeah, my light's going out too, so this is going to be perfect timing. I mean, I don't have my website out yet, but as you'll know, I'm Malachi Talbot. I keep my stuff pretty simple name-wise. You can follow me on Instagram at malachi.talbot. I'll be on there. Not as active on Facebook yet, but I'm going to be putting more wedding stuff out. I just finished a wedding, so y'all will get to see what photos I have and how I shoot my weddings. And you can find me on Facebook there, also at Malachi Talbot. And I mean, I'm soon going to have a Squarespace website out, but not yet, unfortunately. But yeah, Instagram, Facebook, y'all can find me there. Instagram is my personal stuff. Facebook's more of my business. Go check it out.
Dude, that's amazing, man. All right, man. I love you, and I'll see you this Sunday, man.
Love you too, man.
All
Can't
right,
wait.
Peace. Thanks for being
Peace.
on, my man.
Yep.